Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Christian Raw 20 Countdown for this week. I'm your host, Paul Gibson. Got a killer show lined up for you. A brand new guest, one that we've never had on before. And these dudes are a little on the young side, but they're putting out some killer music. And I'm excited to be able to share more of their story and also more of their music with you. We've got Idle Achiever on the show.
Brand new music from a duo that just made their debut. They call themselves Idle Achiever.
We have another Ohio band up next with an eclectic sound that I can only describe as rap rock with elements of electronic. Their eclectic and unique style has made me fall in love with them.
Hi, I'm Chase, and I'm Noah. We are Idle Achiever, and you're listening to Matt's Music.
Seems like every time I pick myself up, the earthquakes, the ground shakes, the whole face. I've been stuck in this point, see now I have to choose. Through all my life, find a way to move. My fears something right to me, I can feel it trying quick. I don't feel about this little fear might be permanent. It's the truth, can't give it all, give us something you can kill this world. And ask myself, how does it dare be the only thing you have my heart? And it pretend like it's revolting, I ain't make the bleed. Cause I'm so bitter and soft, but I want more of you. So I'll just have to find a way to give you all of me. How will you never my heart? Tonight. Every open wound, every nasty scar.
About a month ago, we went to the studio, and it seemed to go really well. We worked with a dude named Micah there, and he's a really great guy, really good at what he does. Sharp dude, sharp as a whip when it comes to production and engineering. I think the new record's going to turn out all right. We're kind of tossing around some ideas and having some artwork done. Our friend Miles has been doing some stuff for us, and he's a really talented artist. And there's a song that we're trying to release within the next month or two called Seaside Suicide that really battles the depths of depression, but not only depression, but the modern depression experience, because it really has become, I think, an experience in the modern age where the parents of these kids don't really understand what's happening, and I think a lot of times we address it from a psychological standpoint and only ends up furthering the problem, because instead of solving the problems these kids have in their lives or teaching them how to cope with them in the future, really what we're doing is we're just numbing them to the pain of the issue altogether by medicating them and by sending them to psychiatric help, and eventually it just leads to suicide, and there's this whole entire circle. And personally, I feel like I've gotten caught in pits of depression, because when it seems like there's a way to get yourself out, you realize that you're really addicted to self-pity, and that your identity, because you've been hurting for so long, you found your identity in being the underdog, in the hurt and the pain of the situation, and always feeling like you're the one that has a disadvantage. And so you find your identity in that, and once you have, it's really hard to get out of it. And I guess some of those things are really what the song is about, but also about the spiritual battle that happens behind the scenes in the whole entire thing. And really the demons that speak to us and tell us that we're not good enough, and learning to kick them to the curb.
We're a Christian band, and I like to say something every time we come out, but I'll keep it really brief. But essentially, my dog died today. So he was a really cool dog. He's a black lab. Yeah, I know.
Sorry for your loss, man.
But like, you know, yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You're the best. But you know, like, I'm gonna step this way a little bit. The dog, like, he never bothered you, and he never, I guess, really needed any sense of purpose other than the fact that he existed to love us, and sat around all day doing nothing but eating and sleeping, just so that when we came home, he could love on us, because that was his purpose in life, right? And so I guess, in truth, how is it selfish of me to look at God in the same way and say, you know, I was really created to love Him and be loved by Him, and so I guess that's really what I'm here to say tonight. And you know, so if I think anything, I guess what I'm trying to say is, there's something really beautiful about being able to exist to love, and I think that's really my purpose here on Earth. I think that's why we travel around doing this, so hope you guys enjoy this tonight. We're going to get a little silly here for a minute.
Words of the state, what do you want me to speak? I pray the wisdom effect, every thought of the think. I ask you words my hands, to be where you want me to be. So the think on the stage.
Is interesting seeing the chemistry in the modern music industry, because music has always been a therapy method for me, and I feel like the movements that were happening in the industry while I was growing up, like the emo movement, these bands like My Chemical Romance and The Killers, and for me, Reliant K was one of them. 21 Pilots really rose up at the end of that movement. They were capitalizing on the emotionalism of young teenagers, and they were really focusing on the pain of finding your identity in life and figuring out who you are and not understanding your purpose on earth, but also feeling like you're never good enough and you keep failing no matter how many times you try. As basic as the feelings as those seem, they're ones that I think all teenagers really deal with at some point. But I think that technology has really created an environment in which kids have instant gratification nowadays, and what it's done is it's essentially numbed them, and so it's really hard to create the kind of therapeutic environment that existed, I think, even when we were kids, for this next generation, because when your face is always in a screen, you don't have to think about what's going on around you, and you don't have to question yourself or your purpose really, or why you exist, or if anybody loves you. And maybe that was really the point behind car radio, now that I'm looking back at it, that when he was forced to sit in silence, that's when it really forced him to think about his life, and that's when he struggled with the existential problems of his life. And maybe kids just aren't being forced to deal with that nowadays, and that's why music is dying. So yeah, if you're still out there, when you're still struggling to find your purpose and to find your worth within yourself and in this life and to find love, then we're making this music for you. And I don't know how long we're going to have to empty our wallets to be able to continue to make it. I don't know how many night drives we're going to have to make to shows that we can't afford to attend, to hand out CDs that we're picking apart our wallets to afford to get it to you. But whatever we have to do, we're going to do it, because I was that kid that couldn't find my self-worth in this life. And ultimately, not only did I find worth in music, but the music helped me to grow closer to someone greater than me and realize that this whole life is about something greater, and to humble myself and realize that I don't have to be enough, and to come to have a relationship with God, and it's been the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And so whatever we have to do, come hail or come storm, we're bringing it to you. So get ready.
So we are on our way to Columbus to do some promo at the 21 Pilots show at Nationwide Arena. We have no tickets. It is sold out, but we will be passing CDs out outside of the gates. So, yep, this is us on our way. Some beautiful trees and highway, and our CDs in the back. Can you see the CDs? Very hard to drive this thing, but yeah, so I think really the state that the industry is in right now, we're basically going to have to go back to the format of a grassroots movement and do hand-to-hand interactions to be able to gain any traction at all. And I'm not even sure if the house show scene is still alive in our area in Columbus. If you're putting on house shows, hit us up, I guess. But I really think the internet's oversaturated at this point, and getting any sort of traction online is a dead end. So I guess this is what we're doing now. Noah?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. If you hit us up with if you get one of the CDs, just hit us up. If you happen to get one and you're watching this video, hit us up, and we'll be sure to either give you a shout out or something. But we'll make sure to recognize you guys for being out here tonight if you guys happen to see this video. And we'll follow up with you guys.
Yeah, and give us some feedback and let us know what you guys think. We want to know what you think of our music. We got some new stuff coming out soon, so yeah, I want to know what you guys think of that, and stay tuned for more music. We're hitting up audio feed in a few weeks. Actually, next week. I don't even know what I'm saying. We're hitting up audio feed next week.
Just like me, one day you'll be free.
didn't answer. I called the doctor, but he didn't answer. I called the therapist, he didn't answer. So I just stayed at home, drove a party line.
Caught in a haze, trapped in this monotony, day after day, and I don't wanna live this way. Take my job tonight, 20 years, take this now. I just don't wanna live this way. Alright, we're gonna break it down one more time.